What is happening, my people? This is Tim Dodd with the Tim Dodd Show, and today I'm going to show you the business plan that actually works. This business plan was shared with me by my mentor who's doing over $200 million a year in business. I also use this same business plan to generate $100,000 in monthly income in 18 months. No, I didn't have money when I started that business. No, I didn't have investors. I started from scratch. In fact, I was struggling to pay my rent. So this business plan is guaranteed to work. However, it is not the traditional business plan that your college professor is going to write or that the bank's going to ask you for. This is a business plan that works, and it works very well. So if you're open-minded to doing a business plan that's non-traditional and you're wanting to be very, very successful, make sure to pay attention during this video. By the way, at the end, I'm also going to give you a bonus training of what you can do to get your first 10 or even 100 clients. So make sure to stay till the end. Before I jump in though, make sure to subscribe. Why should you subscribe? Well, I give away gifts like courses and training and coaching to one of the first 5 subscribers that comments on every video that I drop, and I drop them often. So make sure you're subscribed so you're the first one to know when I drop a new video. My name is Tim Dodd, and if you don't know me, I actually run an agency called Pima. We help clients get customers by getting them appointments, warming their appointments up, and helping their sales teams actually close those. Our clients range from anybody from the salesperson or the small entrepreneur in our community, all the way up to clients doing over $30 million a month with 300 sales reps. Why do I say that? Well, I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it because I see what is working very well for businesses of all sizes. And we've done this personally for e-commerce businesses. I've had an e-commerce biz. I've had a physical business that had vans and trucks and storefront. And now I have a marketing agency. So this plan works, and it works very, very well. Again, like I said, it is not traditional. So you're going to have to change your thinking around from what that high school or that college marketing professor, who's not making very much money, by the way, taught you. So let's jump in. Before we jump into the steps though, let me go through a few facts about businesses that will actually make it. So if there's 10,000 businesses that start right now, in 5 years, the statistics say that only 3,000 will have made it. Most people know these numbers. 70% of businesses will completely fail. However, the numbers that they're not telling you and they're not teaching you, that they don't disclose, is that really only 150 out of those will become $1 million plus businesses. That means 9,850 out of 10,000 businesses that start will either fail or struggle. So what are the steps to this business plan, and how can you actually start making money quickly, attract investors, and build a very successful business? I mean, ultimately find yourself among those 150 that actually make it. Step 1, very simple, write down the problem you solve. Step 2, who is the person or people, the group of people that need this problem solved? Step 3 in your business plan, write down where these customers are hanging out. Step 4, write down what your competitors are charging the ranges to solve this problem and how well they're solving it. Step 5 in your business plan, write down how you are going to solve this problem better. Well, let me ask you a question. Why do you think it is that I keep mentioning the word problems? Why do you think problems, I keep bringing them up? Well, the reality is the reason why most businesses fail is because they try to create something cool. Oh, I've got this app idea that's gonna be so cool, or I've got this thing idea that's gonna be so cool, people are gonna love it. But the reality is a good business solves a problem. Let me ask you this question. If you have a killer headache, migraine headache, worst headache you've had in a long time, and you left your house and you're driving down the road and you go, shoot, I forgot to take an aspirin. Will you stop at the gas station to get an aspirin? Most likely. Most people will, if they have a bad headache, they are gonna pull over, they're gonna go to the grocery store, they're gonna go wherever they can to get an aspirin. Now let me ask you, if you took vitamins, maybe you take vitamins, maybe you don't. But maybe, let's say you normally take a multivitamin. If you're leaving the house and you go, shoot, I forgot to take my multivitamin. Are you gonna go to the store? Are you gonna try to find a Whole Foods or find some place that sells that multivitamin so you can get your vitamin? No, most people will not do that. That's why you want to solve an immediate problem. What is the pain? What is the problem? Because people will buy aspirins very quickly, and it's just much harder to sell a vitamin type product. Most people want to go, I've got this coolest thing, but the reality is just find the problem, find the pain, and solve it better than any of your competitors are solving it. That's what it comes down to. Okay, so now you have the 5 steps in this business plan. Now that you know what the problem is, how you're gonna solve it better than your competition, and key, where your customers are hanging out, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go out and you're gonna get your first 10 customers. Whoa, Tim, I'm just writing a business plan. This is part of the process. Every investor, every business owner that has created success will tell you the most important part of any business plan is the customers that it brings in. Have you ever seen Shark Tank? And on Shark Tank, what gets the investors very, very interested? How much sales have you made? Oh, I've done 1 million in sales. Whoa! That gets an investor interested. When the person on Shark Tank says, well, we don't have any sales yet, how many of the investors are jumping on that deal? Very, very few. That's why your business plan has to be alive and active. So you're going to actually go out and get customers and then come back and refine the business plan. So where are your customers hanging out? Now we're gonna go over to there and talk to them, and we're gonna give them what I call the case study strategy. This is how you get your first 10 clients. Take notes, grab a pen, grab a paper, take some notes on your desktop, because I'm about to share with you how to get your first 10 clients that's gonna then propel you to get your next 100 clients. So step 1 in this, you're gonna figure out where they're hanging out. You're gonna figure out what your competitors are offering, how they're solving this problem, and you're going to make sure you're solving it better. Now you're gonna find a group of people and you're gonna say, hey, I'm right now taking on 10 businesses, or I'm taking on 10 customers that I wanna build case studies on. I'm gonna give a deeply discounted price to these 10 if they qualify. And all I ask for in return is that they give their honest feedback and reviews from the results I've gotten. You have to frame it for however your business is. Let me ask you, like if I were to frame it to you, if I said, hey, I'm looking for 10 potential businesses that want to go from 0 to 1 million in the next 18 months, and I'm looking to build case studies around them, would you be interested in doing that if I gave you a deeply discounted price? My guess is that you'd be pretty interested in that. So find your customers, give them the case study offer, get your first 10 customers in by giving them that discount, then actually have them give you testimonies on the other side. And now you're gonna have a business where you have revenue coming in and you have testimonies that now it's so much easier to get other clients once you have testimonies. Once you've got those first 10, you can either repeat the whole case study strategy, or you can just go after full priced clients. So that's the exact way that I would build a business plan, is those steps, and then go out and get the customers. And guess what? A paying customer is going to give you way better feedback on what they like and don't like about your service than just trying to figure it out and write it down. So follow those steps, write it down. You can have it done in less than 10 minutes and then go out and get the customers. Now, if you don't know where to go out and get the customers, don't worry. I've got a free training for you at the very end, a free resource that I'm gonna give you. Before I get to that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I do engage with all of my comments. The likes help it show up better here. Not that you're here to help me, but if you got value from this, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Also, for all the subscribers, when I drop a new video, one of the first 5 that comment, I'm going to randomly pick, and I'm going to give either a free course or a coaching session or some kind of free resource. So make sure to be the first one to comment when I drop a new one, and you got to be subscribed for that. Also, I have a free download that's going to show you how to get your first 10 clients. In fact, we use this strategy in this download. It's going to be below. Make sure to click that link below where you can use layering to get a flood of new clients. And we use this to get our first 243 clients here at Pima. Again, this is Tim with the Tim Dodd Show, and I'll see you soon.